we are at the Circuit of Americas to test the RSV4 RF. Let's go. What you've got here from Aprilia over last year's model are just subtle changes, mainly coming from this Euro 4 exhaust. The quietening everything down, that just makes everything heavier basically. So to have the performance of the superb Aprilia Superbike, they've had to make some changes in other areas to try and get the weight down. Very intelligent throttle body here. Instead of before, it used to have some cables going to a sensor. Now everything's enclosed just in that little housing there, saving a lot of weight and at the same time making it look very special. A new dash here, clear display, no problems understanding any of the information that's coming at you. And you have to understand information really quickly on this bike because it's incredibly fast. 201 horsepower at the crank. It's insane. When you ride it, it takes your breath away. It accelerates so fast, it's totally incredible. So modern superbikes come with a whole host of modern electronics. It doesn't get much better than the Bosch. It's got launch control, it's got wheelie sensors, it blips the throttle for you as you just slam it down the gearbox. You don't even need to use the clutch after you've set off. I spent many years perfecting all of the things that the bike now does automatically. I used to have to blip down the throttle to allow the bike to catch itself. The bike does it for you. It's got 8 levels of traction control, 3 levels of ABS. You can get very sporty with this bike. Now the chassis is the same as before, very agile, it's a very precise motorcycle. It likes you to be smooth, but at the same time you can really throw this bike around. We've got good ground clearance as you would expect from a race type model. We've been riding on the track today and you'll see here down at the bottom there, sensors that you get at the bottom of the foot peg. We've definitely been scraping those, but we're on track. This bike, as you will see, is fitted with wing mirrors, license plate, but don't let that fool you. This is pretty much, in my opinion, a race bike for the street. It's unbelievable. The technology in this bike is just phenomenal. You look down here on the left handlebar, there is so many switches. It's difficult to know what to press. Once I've got through it and gone through all of those controls, it's actually quite simple. You can change a lot of the things on the fly on this bike. There's a lot of electronics on bikes these days, but you have to stop, close the throttle, change go into the menu, blah blah blah. Not with this machine. They've got literally a button for everything, you can change it on the fly, superb. It also has launch control. If you don't know what launch control is, you literally hit launch control, full gas, pretty much the bike will just set off and you'll do the perfect start. With the wheelie control, you're not going to have any problems flipping. Typical like Aprilia, very Italian, this is a very stylish machine. It's colourful, it's sexy, it's agile, it's high performance. It's really unbelievable that you can buy a bike like this with this kind of performance. I mean, no joke, you could take this motorcycle, take the mirrors off, take the license plate off, go to the track, and not just pick up the numbers. You could win races on this thing. This thing is amazing. Now they do a couple of different bikes in the RSV4. We've got the RF, which is here, which is their top of the range. It's got Öhlins front forks, superb. Obviously a Öhlins rear shock as well to complement that. Larger front disc, that extra bite and stopping power. Brakes are phenomenal. So the model behind me here, the RR, comes with Sachs suspension. The RF here comes with Öhlins. The same engine, same performance, same chassis, just the difference is really in the suspension. The bikes are pretty damn close. Another little change there is in the wheels. On this model is more racy. We've got some forged, very light wheels. Over there, we've got some cast wheels. A little heavier. I've been riding both machines today, and the difference is really very minimal, but you do notice it on a lot of the switchbacks here. Circuit of Americas have a lot of fast chicanes, and you do notice just throwing that weight around a little bit more. But overall, all I can say with the Aprilia RSV4 is phenomenal. It'll take your breath away from the second you open the gas. It goes from first to sixth gear incredibly quickly. It's an absolute joy to ride. If there was anything wrong with the machine, it's really a race bike built for the racetrack. So on the road, I'm sure it's not going to be the most comfortable. But hey, look at this. If you really want one of these, you'll certainly put up with a little bit of uncomfortable feeling. The stance of the bike is really nice actually. I haven't had too much weight on my wrists. I've not had any fatigue. Can really get tucked in under the bubble. I mean, it's just made to go racing. What you see in World Superbike from Aprilia is no joke. This is a replica machine. And if you're into performance, you're into something sexy, you can't go too far wrong with this bike. Awesome.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell.